المؤمنون الذين هم في صلاتهم خاشعون والذين هم عن اللغو معرضون والذين هم للزكاة فاعلون إلا على أزواجهم أو ما ملكت أيمانهم فإنهم غير ملومين فمن ابتغى وراء ذلك فأولئك هم العادون. صدق الله العظीम। कसीदा मुद्दाशिर के चंद अशार मेरे साथ मिलकर पढ़े। मौलाया सल्ली व सल्लिम दाइमन अबदन अला हबीबिका खैरिल खल्क़ि कुल्लिहिम। मौलाया सल्ली व सल्लिम अबदन अला हबीबिका खैरिल खल्क़ि कुल्लिहिम। मौलाया सल्ली व सल्लिम अबदन अला हबीबिका खैरिल खल्क़ि कुल्लिहिम। मुहम्मदुन सय्यदुल कौनैनि वसक़लैन। मुहम्मदुन सय्यदुल कौनैनि वसक़लैन वल फ़रीक़ैनि मिन उर्बिन व मिन आजमी। मौलाया सल्ली वसल्लिम दाइमन अबदन अला हबीबिका खैरिल खल्क़ि कुल्लिहिम। हुवल हबीबुल लज़ी तुरजा शफ़ाअतुहु। हुवल हबीबुल लज़ी तुरजा शफ़ाअतुहु लिकुल्लि हौलिम मिनल अहवालि मुक़्तहिम। मौलाया सल्ली व सल्लिम अबदन अला हबीबिका खैरिल खल्क़ि कुल्लिहिम। या अकरमल खल्क़ि मा लिमन अलूज़ु बिही। या अकरमल खल्क़ि मा लिमन अलूज़ु बिही। सिवाका इंद हुलूलिल हादिसिल आमाम। मौलाया सल्ली व सल्लिम दाइमन अबदन अला हबीबिका खैरिल खल्क़ि कुल्लिहिम। या रब्बी बिल मुस्तफ़ा बल्लिग़ मक़ासिदना। या रब्बी बिल मुस्तफ़ा बल्लिग़ मक़ासिदना واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. अगली वाली लाइटें बंद कर दें. चलती रहने दे. The back one is on. That's fine, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم وصل عليه مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم صلى الله على النبي الأمي صلى الله عليه وسلم صلاة وسلاما عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله. Alhamdulillah, today we are here to learn one of the part of Fard Ulum, which is obligatory knowledge, the knowledge of Zakah. As the Zakah is Fard and obligatory, and to learn when someone is Sahib-e Nisab and he needs to pay the Zakat, so to learn the knowledge how to pay Zakat and how much he needs to pay is also obligatory to gain the knowledge about this. जब किसी बंदे पर ज़कात फ़र्ज़ हो जाती है तो उस पर ज़कात के मसाइल को सीखना भी वाजिब है. So inshallah today we will go through most of the ruling about Zakat step by step inshallah. Zakah is to purify your wealth. Zakah means to purify. It purifies our wealth, which is earned by halal sources, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wherever, most of the places where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the ruling of salah, that you need to perform salah, salah is fard. With that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also mentioned that you need to pay zakah as well. As Allah says, وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ. Perform salah and pay zakah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praises those people, وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ. Those people who perform salah and who pay zakah, according to Quran, they are the successful people. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنِ اللَّغْوِ مُعْرِضُونَ وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِلزَّكَاةِ فَاعِلُونَ. Those who perform their salah, जो zakat अदा करते हैं, वो कामयाब तरीन लोग हैं. Zakah, it is a source to get the love of our Lord and to grow the love of our Lord in our hearts. हम naturally माल से मोहब्बत करते हैं, हर बंदा माल से मोहब्बत करता है. Everybody love their wealth, their business, their job, where they earn money. So Hazrat Isa ﷺ said in his mawa'iz, in his nasaih, in his advice, that spend money in the way of Allah, because wherever your wealth goes, your heart goes there as well. अल्लाह की राह में माल खर्च करो, क्योंकि इंसान का माल जिस जगह पे होता है वहीं इंसान का दिल भी होता है. एक शख्स मकान लेता है, बिजनेस करता है, तो उसका दिल हर वक्त उसके बारे में लगा रहता है. तो एक शख्स अल्लाह की बारगाह में माल खर्च करता है, तो ये अल्लाह के कुर्ब का जरिया है. A person who spend money, invest money in the business or in any type of sources, wherever his wealth is, his heart is there as well. So when a person spend money in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to pay zakah or nafli sadaqat, his heart also goes there. So जो ज़कात अदा करते हैं, उसके बाद जो इत्मीनान कल्ब नसीब होता है, वो अल्लाह के कुर्ब का ज़रिया है. When a person pays zakah, he finds peace in his heart, that he has obeyed and fulfilled his fard and obligatory action which was fard upon him. Inshallah, today in this topic, in this presentation, we will cover some of the topics. What are the benefits of paying zakah? Purpose of paying zakat? What is the maqsad? Maqsad क्या है? हम zakat क्यों अदा करते हैं? And the conditions of zakah. When zakah become wajib and fard, is it obligatory or on everyone or few people, or in what age and in what situation zakah will become obligatory? And when you have to pay zakah? And the nisab of zakah, threshold, what is the amount you will reach there and zakah will become fard upon that you? And also upon which item zakah is fard? वो क्या क्या चीज़ें हैं कि जिन पर zakat फर्ज है? Also, what are those things, the zakat, you don't need to pay zakat on those things. And to whom should we should pay zakah? हमें ज़कात किस किस को अदा करनी है? And by the end of session, inshallah, there will be general question, whatever is in your mind. Inshallah, hopefully, most of the question will be answered between this presentation. But if there is any question, you can ask. If you have already question in your mind, keep it. Maybe you will find the answer in the presentation. And if instant come any question in your mind, just ask the question. Inshallah, I will give the answer straight away. So Rasul Kareem sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam said that a person's zakat does not remain with his other wealth without obliterating it until he will not pay zakah. When a person has wealth, he should, after a year, he should pay zakat and separate that money from his actual money. It will purify his rest of the money. जब बंदा zakat अदा करेगा तो बकिया माल उसका पाक हो जाएगा. And there are several ahadith, and there is a ruling of fiqh to save the wealth to save kanz in the form of zahab, gold, silver, or in the form of money, it is disliked by the Sharia. But when a person pays zakah and pay haqq of this wealth, then it is permissible for him that he can save money. एक शख्स के लिए ज़ख़ीरा जमा करना, कंज जमा करना, ख़जाने जमा करना दुनिया के, ये मकरूह है, शरीयत को नापसंदीदा है, लेकिन जब बंदा ज़कात अदा कर दे तो अब उसके लिए जायज़ है कि वो जितना मर्जी माल जमा करे. But the condition is he has to pay zakah. And when we talk about sadaqat, there are hundreds of verses in Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encourages us to spend in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. बहुत सारी आयत में अल्लाह ताला ने सदक़ात के हुक्म दिया है, सदक़ात का हुक्म दिया है. खुज़ मिन अमवालिहिम सदक़तन तुतहिरुहुम व तुज़क्कीहिम. O Prophet of Allah, take zakah, sadaqat from their wealth and purify them and purify their wealth as well. And Nabi, आप इनके माल से सदक़ात लें और इनको, इनके मालों को भी पाक करें और इनके दिलों को भी पाक कर दें. So sadaqat की दो किस्में. There are two types of sadaqat. One is sadaqat nafilah. Our daily sadaqat, whenever we want to give in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a poor person, you are going and somebody asks money and you give as a sadaqah, as a charity, or you send money, or a person who is spending money on his, even on his family and on his parents, on his brothers and sisters, in normal situation, जो कुछ भी आप pay करते हैं, that is nafli sadaqat, voluntary sadaqat. And there is a sadaqat wajiba. One of them is zakah, inshallah we will learn today. And on Eid al-Fitr we pay fitra. Remember, there is no fitra on Eid al-Adha. Sometimes people ask that on Eid al-Adha, on the occasion of Eid al-Adha, how much is fitra? On Eid al-Adha there is no fitra. Fitra is on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr, and that is actually the sadaqah of fasting, because during fasting, if we couldn't fulfill properly our fasting and we have done some mistakes, it will be the kafara of those mistakes and lacknesses as well. And there is charity which is in the form of mannat and nazar. Then you vow or wish something, Ya Allah, if I will pass, I will give 10 pounds in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or Ya Allah, if I will get married somewhere, or if my business will be successful, I will give 100 pounds in the charity. That is mannat and nazar, and that is also under the sadaqat wajibah. A similar example, like we read farz salah, and after that we read sunnah and nawafil, which is voluntary ibadah. And similarly there is farz zakah, and after that we have been encouraged that we will also give sadaqat nafila as well to our relatives. Whenever wherever there is need, you need to pay nafli sadaqas on the top as well. जैसे हम फ़र्ज़ के अलावा नफली नमाजें भी पढ़ते हैं, सुन्नतें भी पढ़ते हैं, दीगर इबादत करते हैं, इसी तरीके से ज़कात के साथ साथ नफली सदक़ात का भी हमें कुरान पाक में हुक्म दिया गया है. But that is not फ़र्ज़. If you will give in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will get reward, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make your money double, even 7 times, and he will give back to you in your life and save the reward for akhirah. So sadaqat nafila is normal voluntary sadaqah, and sadaqat wajiba is obligatory sadaqah, and zakah is one of them. So what is the basic concept of zakat? So it provides satisfaction to the giver. A person who gives zakat, it satisfies his heart that he has fulfilled the fard as well. And the other social reason why do we pay zakah is to improve the condition of the society. There are poor people, there are rich people. So Islam encourages us to help those people who are poor, those who are vulnerable people. They cannot fulfill their basic needs, so we should pay them. And there is 2.5% of the wealth. And zakat can be given to the 8 people, inshallah we will discuss later. And zakat is obligatory. and zakat will not diminish a Muslim's wealth. So these are the main purposes that purify our wealth, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted us. And ulama said that when you pay zakah, you should say, Ya Allah, thank you. I'm grateful to you that you have given me such a loss of wealth and I can pay to others. So you have given me the hand which is upper hand, who can give, not the lower hand which is asking. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ने आपको ये ability दी है, तो इस पर अल्लाह का शुक्र भी अदा करें और खुश दिली से ज़कात दें कि अल्लाह ने आपको मुझे इस काबिल बनाया है कि इतना दौलत अता फरमाई है, इतनी दौलत और इतना खजाना अता फरमाया है कि मैं दूसरों की भी मदद कर सकता हूँ. अल्लाहु अकबर. So what is the threshold and nisab of zakat? How much should we pay zakat? So there is an example. It is 2.5%. 2.5% only. How much we pay tax? 20%. And on the top, national insurance as well. And if you are earning more, over 50,000, then tax is 40%. And if you are over 100, nearly earning 100,000, then 45% tax. 45% tax. Before you can use the money, the tax will be deducted. But zakat is after you have fulfilled your needs. So there is an example, and it is 1/40th from the total payable amount. If you have 40 coins and you save those 40 coins for 1 year, and it was extra from your basic needs, then Allah says just give 1 coin in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. कि आपके पास माल था 40 या 40,000 या 40 लाख और वो आपके पास पूरा साल पड़ा रहा. It means that is extra money, that is your saving, and you were fulfilling your basic needs with other money. That was still amount you had. Then Allah says after a year just give 1/40th part, 1 coin from those 40 coins in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is that difficult? It is easy. And on the top, when you give zakat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala double your money and give you back in this world. And even 7 times more, 70 times, and even Allah says that 700 times. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase for the someone whoever He wants. It depends how we spend in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So 2.5% from the nisab, which is threshold, you need to pay zakat 2.5%. And the easy way is, if for example you have £100 or 100,000 pounds, so the green area is all yours, even yours. You have spent 1 year, this money was 1 year belongs to you in your savings. After a year, just 2.5% you need to give zakat. If you have £100 and £100 was extra from your basic needs, after a year, lunar years, not the solar years, bear in mind, lunar years. So the day you become sahib nisab, जिस दिन आप साहिब निसाब हो गए, उस दिन से लेकर अगले साल तक अगर वो माल आपके पास पड़ा रहा है, अगरचे दरमियान में ऊपर नीचे होता रहा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल 1 रमज़ान को एक बंदा साहिब निसाब हुआ, उसको पता चल गया उसके पास माल आया, अचानक 10,000 आ गए उसकी अर्निंग से या कहीं से, तो अब वो साहिब निसाब हो गया. After a year he will say on the same day, 1 Ramadan, if he still has that money or more money or little bit less money which reaches to nisab, then after a year 2.5% he needs to pay zakah. And what are the conditions? Kis pe zakat farz hai? Being a Muslim, aqil, so a person who is insane, like Irfan come here for Zohar Salah, so a person who is insane, zakat is not farz upon him. Zakat is farz upon a Muslim. It is from Arkani Islam. And baligh, a person who has reached to the age of puberty. Baligh ho chuka hai to the age of maturity, which is around 14 years for male and around between 9 and 12 years in women. So जब बच्चा या बच्ची बालिग हो जाए उसके बाद उस पर ज़कात वाजिब होती है, उससे पहले नहीं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल किसी का बाप फौत हो गया और बच्चे छोटे हैं, लेकिन बाप ने मिलियंस छोड़े हैं, बट बच्चे they are immature, zakat will not be obligatory upon them until they will not reach to the age of puberty. So that is balughat is also condition. And being free, he is free, he is not slave, and he is free to, he has complete ownership of his wealth. You know, sometimes children has wealth, but that wealth is belongs to their parents. So they have in their account, but they can't use. So they don't have the complete ownership. So it is also important that you have complete ownership of that wealth as well. Okay, and that money should be debt free and free from the basic needs. What are the basic needs? Inshallah we will talk about. जो कर्ज है वो डिडक्ट किया जाएगा. You will deduct your instant qarza, instant debt which you need to pay. If you borrowed money from somewhere and you need to pay within the year or instantly, whenever he will ask, you have to pay back, that is instant debt. You need to minus that instant debt from your total amount. So the money must be debt free. अगर किसी के पास 1 million है और उसने 1 million ही कर्जा देना instantly, so zakat उस पे फर्ज नहीं है. Even he has 1 million but he has debt of 1 million. This does not include mortgages, long-term debts as well. I will explain later inshallah. So debt-free and free from the basic needs and necessities. Okay, and the other condition is male nami. Male nami is a growing wealth or property which value is going up and up. Or you are doing business and through business the mal, the wealth is growing. So that is called male nami hona. So male nami hona bhi shart hai. Anything which is not male nami, for example, a machine at home or machine at the shop, you are using that machine, but it is not male nami because it's not growing, its worth is going down. So there is no zakat upon the machine. I just gave one example, inshallah. The proper rulings are coming. And also sahibe nisab. Sahibe nisab hona. A person who reached to the certain amount where he becomes sahibe nisab, he has extra money. कब साहिबे निसाब होगा वो आगे आ रहा है कि सोने के लिहाज से, कपड़े के लिहाज से और करेंसी के लिहाज से कब साहिबे निसाब होगा. साहिबे निसाब होना भी शर्त है. इट इज ऑल्सो कंडीशन दैट अ पर्सन शुड बी थ्रेश होल्डर एंड ऑल दैट अमाउंट, ऑल दीज conditions are fulfilled, plus on the top 1 year will be passed upon that money. ये सारी शर्तों के पाए जाने के साथ 1 साल तक जो है, 1 साल उसके ऊपर गुजर जाए. Even all the sharait are fulfilled but the year did not passed upon that money, then zakat is not further upon that. अगर सारी शर्तें पाई जाए, इनमें से एक भी शर्त ना पाई जाए तो ज़कात वाजिब नहीं है. ये देखिए सारी शरात पाई जाएंगी फिर जो है वो ज़कात वाजिब होगी. इफ ऑल दीज कंडीशंस विल बी फुलफिल्ड देन यू नीड टू पे ज़कात. ओके, इफ अ चाइल्ड हैज अ लॉट्स ऑफ मनी इन हिज बैंक, he has bank account or he has any property on his name, and zakat is not farz upon him. Okay, so what is the upon what item, which items is obligatory to we need to pay zakat upon. वो कौन कौन सी चीज़ें हैं जिन पर ज़कात अदा करना ज़रूरी है. ये बड़ी अहम है, इसको ज़रा गौर से देखिए. So in gold we need to pay zakat. If you have gold, it was in the time of Rasul Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you have to pay zakah on gold. In the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that a person who has 20 dinar, which is equal to 7.5 tole, because dinar was currency by that time. A person who has 20 dinar, 20 gold coins, after a year he needs to give just half a coin in the way of Allah, in the form of zakah. That is 7.5 tole or 87 gram, and today's price is of 20 dinar or 7.5 tole sona. Today's rate is 4,137. 4137. So that is the Nisab threshold for gold. Second thing is silver. Normally we don't have silver, only goldsmith, those who do business, they have silver, because with the passage of time silver disvalued, and the gold, it stayed on his value. So silver is, Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam said that when you have 5 okiya, which was 200 dirham, when you have 2 dirham, you need to give zakah 5 coins of silver coins. That is 612 gram, and today's price is 380. Okay, so if a person has silver in the form of silver 52.5 tole and 1 year is passed on, then he needs to pay zakat from silver as well. Okay, and third thing is extra save asset in the form of currency. The currency note which we have, it is equivalent to the gold. ये जो हमारे पास पैसे हैं ना, though it is pound, rupees, taka, dollars, dirham or real, any type, any country, all these currency note is equivalent to the gold. जब gold की currency खत्म हुई तो उसके equivalent ये रसीद के तौर पर दी गई. So a person has money, it means he has that price of amount gold. If a person has 4,000, meaning he has nearly gold which is worth 5,000 or 4,000 pound, and the amount is 7.5 tole. So अगर किसी के पास जो है वो 4-5 हजार है, it means कि उसके पास इतनी मिकदार का सोना है. And the fourth thing is माले तिजारत, anything which kept for sale purposes. कोई भी चीज जिसको आप बेचते हैं और बेच के उससे मुनाफा कमाते हैं. Anything you sell and get profit. Now it is online, on eBay, on Amazon, or it is physical products you are selling in a shop or in a factory, or you are selling anything big or small. Now on grocery shop, anything you sell, or you sell cars as well, or properties as well, or even aeroplanes as well, or even big buildings as well. Whether they are small or big, if anything which is for sale, you sell and get profit, that is called माले तिजारत. कोई भी चीज जो आप सेल करके मुनाफा कमाते हैं उसको कहते हैं माले तिजारत. It can be in the form of grocery, it can be in the form of anything, clothes which you sell and get profit. So people do businesses and they sell 100 types of products in their shops, in their businesses. So those all are under the mali tijarat. And fifth thing is animals. Camels, cows and goats and sheep. These are also are under zakat, but their ruling is different. We are not going to talk about. In camels, when you have 5 camel, there is no zakat. When you have 6th camel came, 5 years old, then there is zakat. In cows, in our country, some people in Arab country, they have thousands and thousands of sheep and thousands of hundreds of cows. So they should pay zakat on their animals as well. In cows, if you have 30 cows, there is no zakat. As soon as 31st cow will come, you have to pay zakat. Okay, in goats, there are goats and sheep. Till 40 goats and sheep, there is no zakat. As soon as 41, next the goat will come, then you need to pay zakat, inshallah. But we are not talking about by living in this country. There are very deep ruling about camels. As the amount is going up, different rulings are, there are different rulings about animals. And then there are the crops or fruits which we grow in the fields. There is zakat which is called ushar. जो ज़मीनों में हम उगाते हैं, grain, corn, rice, any type of fruits, all types of vegetables, all types of crops which you grow, there is ushar, that is called ushar. उस zakat का नाम ushar है, 10%. On the day you have cut the grain, you need to pay ushar, 10% straight away. if that is grow up with the rain water. But if you buy the water, then it's 5%. Anyway, and this is related to the people, those who are farmers. जो किसान हजरात हैं, ये उनके लिए, और बहुत सारे किसान हजरात हैं वो खेती बाड़ी करते हैं, उनको उशर का पता नहीं है. सो कोई भी चीज़ जो आप उगाते हैं वो थोड़ी हो या ज़्यादा हो, जिस दिन वो काटेंगे उस दिन उसकी ज़कात अदा करेंगे उशर के फॉर्म में. अगर पानी जो है वो बारानी है, जैसे बाय लिविंग इन दिस कंट्री, इफ समबडी इज ग्रोइंग पोटैटोज and carrots, these are only two things we grow here. So if a person is growing, or maybe wheat, grain, so the day you will cut the crops, you need to pay ushar, because in our country, this country, it grows with the rain water. You don't need to buy the water. So सारी फसलें जो हैं हमारी इस कंट्री में तकरीबन सारी जो हैं वो रेन वाटर से ही ग्रो होती हैं. You don't need to buy the water and feed the plants. So there is, last thing is the fina, kanz khazana nikal aaya kahin se, in the form of anything, in the form of any precious metal, or in the form of, like for example, petrol, diesel, any type of the fina which has worth, crystal nikal aaye या कोई भी खजाना निकल आया ज़मीन से, सबसे ज़्यादा ज़कात उस पे है 20%. बिकॉज यू डिडंट अर्न दैट, यू जस्ट, इट वॉज योर जस्ट लक कि आपने मकान ख़रीदा या वो ख़रीदी, ज़मीन ख़रीदी, उसमें से सोना निकल आया, उसमें से बहुत सारा जो है वो ख़जाना निकल आया. बहुत सारी एक बड़ी खूबसूरत स्टोरी भी है इस बारे में. चलो मैं आपसे शेयर कर देता हूँ. किसी शख्स ने एक ज़मीन ख़रीदी बनी इज़राइल. रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने हदीस में ये बयान की. तो बड़े ईमानदार आदमी थे, तो उस ज़मीन में से कुछ अरसे के बाद सोना निकल आया. बहुत सारा सोना दबा हुआ था. उसने हल चलाया, सोना निकल आया. तो उसने छुपाया नहीं इस माइन, बिकॉज आई हैव बोट दैट लैंड. उसने कहा ये मैंने तो ज़मीन खरीदी थी, आई जस्ट बॉट दिस लैंड, नॉट दिस ट्रेजर, सो आई नीड टू गिव इट बैक टू द ऑनर. मैंने ये सोना तो नहीं खरीदा था, मैंने तो ये ज़मीन खरीदी. सो ही वेंट बैक and he said that the land I have bought, there is a treasure and the fina in it, and that is, I think, belongs to you. He said that I didn't do this, it is just natural. मुझे भी नहीं पता था, तो क्योंकि मैंने आपको बेच दिया है, लिहाजा जो कुछ उसमें था वो आपका हो गया, मैं नहीं लूंगा. ऐसे लोग बड़े कम मिलते. तो मामला चला गया काजी के पास, उस वक्त के नबी के पास, कि क्या किया जाए. सोना निकला है, जिसने ज़मीन खरीदी है वो भी तैयार नहीं है लेने के लिए, और जिसने बेची है वो भी लेने के लिए तैयार नहीं है. वो कहता है कि ये आपका है, वो कहता है आपका है. तो उस वक्त उस काजी ने ये फैसला किया, डू यू हैव चिल्ड्रन. सो एक के बेटी थी, एक के बेटा था. फरमाया दोनों को की शादी करवा दो और ये सारा खजाना उनको दे दो. तो ये फैसला किया गया. नाउ नॉर्मली इफ वी फाउंड एनीथिंग, इट्स माइन, we're not gonna give to Allah जी. हाँ जी, वैसे भी गवर्नमेंट ले लेगी, तो then government have to pay the people. If the government is taking, then it is not your responsibility. But if government buy from you that land, then you need to pay zakah on the amount which you have sold. So we will just talk about today about these four things: gold, silver, माल तिजारत, and extra save in the form of currency. ये तीन चीज़ें हैं नॉर्मली जो हम जिसमें आजकल हम ज़कात देते हैं. सो गोल्ड वी हैव, इफ़ यू हैव गोल्ड, स्पेशली आवर सिस्टर्स, दे हैव गोल्ड 7.5 तोले और अबव, दे नीड टू गिव ज़कात. दाओ दे हैव 10 तोले सोना, 20 तोले, 40 तोले. However, they need to pay zakah on the total amount. They should not minus 7.5. Sometimes sisters पूछती हैं कि ये 7.5 जो है ये माइनस करना है कि नहीं. किसी के पास 10 तोले सोना है तो 7.5 को माइनस करके बकिया 2.5 तोले पे सोना ज़कात देना. No, when it is reaches to the threshold, you need to pay zakah on full amount. Though it is 8 tole, though it is 10 tole, or 15, or 20, or 100 tole, or those people who sell goldsmith, they have lots of amount, so they need, that is mal tijarat as well. So you need to pay zakat on it. if you see the silver is really rare in the form of silver. Literally nobody has silver, but only goldsmith has. So according to silver, if you have silver, its price is 380 only. The price is gone down. So we have been instructed, it is upon us, if we want to pay zakah with the threshold of gold, we can pay from threshold of gold. If we want to pay zakah from silver, we can pay the silver as well. Fuqaha, they recommended us, even you have that amount, you should pay zakat from the silver as well. But nowadays 380 pound is nothing. That is not savings. किसी के पास अगर अपनी ज़रूरियात से ज़ायद 380 पाउंड है तो वो सेविंग शुमार नहीं होंगे. अभी कार ख़राब हुई तो वो लग जाएंगे. So it is upon us, but between 380 and 4,000, if you have that much saving, if you want to pay zakah, you will pay with the threshold of silver. आपके पास इतने पैसे हैं जितनी अमाउंट 380 और 4,000 के दरमियान है. किसी के पास 2,500 है. If you have 2,500 savings, or especially our youngsters and students, they have that much type of amount, 2,000 pound, 1,500 pound, or even in this country nobody save. Literally the people, they just earn and spend. So अगर वो zakat देना चाहे, he can give zakat with the nisab of silver. But if he doesn't want to give zakat and he wants to give zakat from the amount of gold, he can pay zakat. अगर वो नहीं देना चाहता तो फर्ज नहीं है, ये सिर्फ recommended है. And it is true as well, because the currency we have, it is also the alternate of gold. So अगर gold है आपके पास, gold के निसाब के मुताबिक आपके पास amount है, तो फिर जो है वो आप zakat अदा करें. And this is makes sense as well. A person 4,000 is kind of savings. 4,000 पाउंड अगर किसी के पास हो तो ये थोड़ी सी जिसको कहते हैं कि यह मेरी सेविंग है, या 5,000 है, या 10,000 है, और 20,000. ओके, तो ये सारी जो है वो हम सेविंग्स इनको शुमार कर सकते हैं. सो इफ अ पर्सन हैज 4,100 pound around, he should pay zakah on his amount. For example, he has only currency in his bank, no gold, no silver, but 4,100 or 5,000, so he should pay zakat on it. On 4,000, how much zakat he will pay? He will divide it by 40. 4,000 पे 250 zakat बनेगी. 4,000 पे उसको 40 से तकसीम करें, जवाब आ जाएगा. अल्लाहु अकबर. So the easy way to pay zakat is whatever the amount is, just divide it with 40. Now you have 1,000 divided by 40, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million divided by 40. The answer will be your payable zakah, which you need to pay. Okay. Next is male tijarat. As I said, whatever is for sale, if that amount reaches to the amount of gold 4,000, you need to pay zakah. For example, our next shop is grocery shop. So they have male tijarat, whatever is for sale, drinks and other all things, and it reaches to the nisab 4,000. So after a year they need to count that how much assets I have, how much grocery I have which is for sale. For example, he counted it properly. We need to count and make an amount. For example, 25,000 worth is for sale, so he needs to pay zakat on 25,000 pound. He can pay in the form of money or in the form of grocery as well. Similarly, somebody has cloth shop and that cloth is worth like 100,000, and all the cloths are for sale, not the statues, not the counter, not other things. So he needs to pay zakat on 100,000. Now he doesn't have any money in his account, but he has mali tijarat on the shop. He has mali tijarat which he is selling and he is getting profit. Similarly, on big scale, there is a factory and they are producing something, shoes or clothes or shirts, so they have millions. So they will count that how much asset they have which is for sale in raw material or prepared material. जो रॉ मटेरियल है उस पे भी ज़कात है और जो प्रीपेड हो चुका है माल उस पे भी ज़कात है। दोनों को मिलाएंगे, both of the, and they will count that how much. But there is no zakat on the building of the factory or the vehicle they are using or all machinery, thou is worth million. Even के millions की machinery भी लगी है, there is no zakat on it. But why? Because that is not mal tijarat. That is not for sale. That is to produce. That is not for, that is not mal nami which grows. It the amount, the price of machinery, the price of truck or any lorries is going down. So that is not mal nami. That is not mal tijarat as well. But if a person has trucks or cars for sale, that is mal tijarat. Next is any type of extra saved assets in the form of currency or in the form of extra plots or houses which he has intention he will sell it on someday, after a year, after 2 years, after 5 years. It is our practice that if you have amount, you buy a plot in other country or not in this country, in other country, like for example in Pakistan, you buy plot and you have intention when the price will go up, you will sell it and get profit. So though your intention is to sell it, so that is thing for sale. But if you have intention, I'm not going to sell it, I'm going to build my house on it, or it is for I will gift it to my daughter or my sons, then there is no zakat. So it is all depend on your niyyat. Your heart will give you answer. Is it for sale or is it really for my son? Because you cannot deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Many sisters, they say that I have 20 tole sona, but I have gifted it to my 4 daughters, 5 tole. So I don't have to pay zakah. Why she is gifting? So I don't have to pay zakah. To who she is deceiving? Allah, innahu alimun bizati sudur. So if really gifted and you're not going to take back and she has free will, thou she will sell whatever she do, she is in your custody, you're not going to get back, that's fine. But if you have intention only to avoid from zakat, you gift anything, a plot, a house or any gold, so you don't need to pay zakat, then you can just satisfy yourself. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees and He knows what is in your heart, what is your actual intention. So if your plots are for sale, thou you have intention, I will sell it for after 5 years, you need to pay zakah. It is better to pay zakah every year. If you didn't pay, then the day you will sell, by that day you will pay zakah of all 5 years. एक प्लॉट आपने लिया, उसको आपने 5 साल के बाद बेचा, तो पिछले 5 साल की ज़कात देनी पड़ेगी, अगर आपकी शुरू से नियत यही थी. So these are the things which we need, these 4 things mainly: gold, silver, mal tijarat, which is anything for sale, and any currency or any type of savings which is extra from your wealth, and that is for sale as well. Okay, that is not under your need. So you need to pay zakat on this. So these are the items you don't need to pay zakat. Have a look. So house you are living, thou is worth million, like in Walthamstow, 800,000, 900,000 is the price of the houses, and is freehold. Allah says no zakat because you are using. How is it? क्योंकि घर यूज हो रहा है, you don't need to pay zakah. Your car, that is your necessities. In the time of Rasul Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was camels and horses, precious horses as well. So thou the car is a 2006 model or 2021 model. Thou is a normal model or Lamborghini or anything. Thou the car is expensive. If that is in your use, there is no zakat. But if a person is buying car because I have money, if it will be in the form of money, I have to pay zakat. So what I will buy? Just car, and I don't need to pay the zakat. Again, to who he is trying to deceive. ठीक है ना? इस इंटेंशन के साथ कि एक्सपेंसिव कार लेता हूं तो ज़कात अदा नहीं करनी पड़ेगी, तो फिर तो अल्लाह ताला जानता है what is in the heart. Similarly, expensive watches and all the machinery which is at home, fridge, all type of machinery, TV, which we normally use in our home, our furniture at home, bed, everything what we are using, there is no zakat on it. Chahe wo jitni marzi mehengi ho, luxuries, expensive bed, expensive sofa, but because you are using, that's why there is no zakat on it. Similarly, clothes, you have full cupboard and precious clothes, costly, there is no zakat because that is for your use, that is not for sale. But if a person has shop and he has clothes to sell, then he needs to pay zakat on those clothes as well. Okay, so all type of furniture, all type of household things which you are using, there is no zakat. Is there any question about anything in your mind regarding necessities? These are necessities. These are our necessities, needs which we normally use. Similarly, a person, those who are handyman and they have tools, though the tools are worth thousands of pounds, there is no zakat on those tools because those tools are not for sale. Those tools are not for sale. Yeah. If you have mini cab, that is, because you have car, you are using to earn money. So you are not selling that car. You are using that car and earning profit. So the amount you are earning, on earning there will be zakat. There is no zakat on the Uber car. So normally people, Toyota Prius, Plus, they use it to use for taxi. So even you are using that is 2021 model, because that is not for sale, you don't need to pay zakat on it. Okay, so all the taxis, Uber cars, there is no zakat on that car because that is a kind of tool you are using to earn money. That is a kind of source you are using and earning money. So there is no zakat on those cars as well. If a person has two cars in his use and both of the cars he is using, then there is no zakat on two cars as well. Okay, if he has extra cars which he is not using, then they need to pay zakat on it. Okay, so necessities are, we can see the absolutely needs, our food, our clothes which we have to wear, and then after that there are necessities, our household things, all that are under our necessities. Then there are facilities, we facilitate ourselves by buying good cars or good furniture or good machinery at home. But why? Because we are using, though they are facilities, there is no zakat on it. And next is luxuries. People like luxuries, many expensive cars, expensive watches, expensive other things, everything, furniture. So even there are luxuries, there is no zakat on it. But one should not buy luxuries to avoid from zakat. It is important. It depends how you are earning. Those people who are earning more, their lifestyle is different from. So though it is basic needs, though there are next level necessities, or even next level facilitating yourself by buying expensive things or even luxuries, there is no zakat because you are using all those things. As long as they are not for sale, Islam is so easy, there is no zakat on it. But as a comparison tax which we are paying, even you are earning 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, first you will pay tax, then you will fulfill your needs. But Islam says first fulfill your needs and necessities and even facilitate yourself. After that, the amount you have saved which is extra, after a year you need to pay zakah. So how difficult is tax, to pay tax we have to pay, and how easy to pay zakat which is on extra money, even after a year. Every month you earn, you pay tax first and national insurance first. After that, though you are struggling, they don't care, they have taken their tax. But Islam is so easy that Islam says that what is your life? First fulfill your needs, your necessities. After that you need to pay the tax. So how can we pay zakat? How can we count if we want to pay zakat? So we have gold or silver or currency in the bank or in the form of cash, or we have whatever. We can pay zakat in the form of gold as well, in the form of silver, or even the amount of the gold and silver in the form of currency, or we can give the food back as well, like many charities they do. They give food back as well, and they give those food back to different countries, to Yemen, to other countries, Pakistan, African countries. So also zakat can be given in the form of clothes. Okay, zakat can be given in the form of money. It is recommended, whichever is easy for you. It is ijma that you can pay however you want. If you have gold, you want to pay zakat in the form of gold, you can pay. Okay, but in jewelry especially it is hard to pay. But if you have just gold, so you can pay zakat from the gold as well. But if you want to pay in the form of money, you can pay the price as well. Sometime our sisters, they say that we are not earning, but they have 20 tole sona, 20 tole gold, 40 tole gold, but they are not earning. So they say we don't need to pay zakat because we are not earning, we are not doing any job. There is no any condition of job in zakat, because they have saved that gold. Even they are not earning, they shouldn't give zakat from money. Even they don't have even a penny in their account, they have gold. They should give gold from their zakat as their zakat as well. And it is recommended husband should pay his zakat and wife should pay her zakat. It is not responsibility and obligatory upon the husband that he has to pay zakat. But if with mutual understanding the husband will pay zakat, that is fine. But recommended is wife should pay her zakat her own self, because it is fard upon her. Uski namaz main to nahi padh sakta. So similarly she has to offer her salatul zuhr, and I have to offer my salatul zuhr. Similarly, it is recommended she has to pay her zakat from her savings, from her earnings, okay, from her investments. So it will purify her hearts as well from the gold, from the love of gold. So it is recommended. अपनी बीवी को आप कह सकते हैं भी अपनी ज़कात दें. Recommended यही है कि बीवी अपनी ज़कात दे और husband अपनी ज़कात दे. Okay. So also these all are the sources. Gold and silver के ज़रिए, currency के ज़रिए, food pack के ज़रिए, or clothes, or in the form of currency and money you can pay zakat. Okay. And also you can pay zakat in the form of material you have. For example, a person has clothes factory, he can pay zakat from clothes. Grocery shop, he can pay zakat from the grocery. Okay, and pay zakat at once or installment, both are permissible as well. After a year, you counted your zakat. Okay, I need to pay 5,000. You will take that money on the side. Okay, and you can give instantly to all the people, just distribute it, or you can give zakat in the form of installment every month, few hundred pound, every month, monthly basis, weekly basis. You can pay in installments as well. But you need to count zakat properly, that how much zakat is fard upon me. You calculated everything. You have gold, you had currency, bank savings, or in other sources. You will add them all and find out the price of all those things. सब की कीमतों को जमा करेंगे. मिसाल के तौर पर एक शख्स के पास 2 तोले सोना है, बट 10,000 पाउंड भी है और साथ ग्रोसरी शॉप भी है. सो सारी अमाउंट को इकट्ठा करेंगे, उसकी प्राइस निकाल के 40 पे तकसीम करेंगे तो ज़कात का अमाउंट निकल आएगी. फिर वो ज़कात चाहे आप पहले पे कर दें एक ही मरतबा में, या थोड़ी थोड़ी करके पे करते. Similarly, you can pay zakat in advance. Next year pay zakat you can pay this year, and even you can pay zakat from your previous years as well. A person who had plot and he had intention, I will sell it and I will get profit, and after 5 years or 10 years he sell that plot, he has to pay zakat of all 10 years as well. That is a bit difficult, so that's why it is recommended you pay zakat every year. It is easy, because after 10 years it will be a good amount. For example, he bought a plot for 10 लाख, पाकिस्तान में कोई प्लाट लिया 10 लाख का, 5 साल के बाद वो हो गया 50 लाख का, लेकिन इस्लामाबाद हो जाते हैं प्लाट 50 लाख का हो गया. So when he will sell that plot, when the amount will come, then he will pay zakah of last 10 years from those 50,000 as well. 50 लाख में से अदा करेगा. Yes? 5 साल का करेगा कि फर्स्ट ईयर की ज़कात देगा वो 5 मिलियन में से 50 लाख में से देगा. जो बकिया बच जाए दूसरे साल में, तीसरे साल में, चौथे साल में, जो बकिया बच जाएगा उसको अगले साल में, जो बकिया बच जाए उसको अगले साल में, ऐसे निकाल के वो 5 साल की ज़कात देगा. 50 लाख है, उसमें से 1/40 वो ज़कात दे दी. फॉर एग्जांपल 40 लाख का मकान है, 40 लाख का मकान बेचा या 40 लाख का प्लॉट बेच दिया, फॉर सेल था, तो अब वो 5 साल की उसने ज़कात देनी है. तो वो क्या करेगा, पहली साल की ज़कात निकालेगा. 40 लाख में से कितना बनेगा, 1 लाख. 1 लाख निकल गया. अब उसके पास कितना रह गया, 39 लाख. अब दूसरी मरतबा दूसरे साल की ज़कात निकालेगा तो 39 लाख. ठीक है. तीसरी मरतबा निकालेगा तो वो 38 लाख. इस तरीके से वो तकरीबन 5 लाख जो है वो That is important. This is because if he didn't pay the zakat, that's why he is paying like that. That's why it is important. If he is paying every year, he will get price of every year. For example, step by step amount goes up. दूसरे साल में वो प्लॉट 12 लाख का हुआ, उसने zakat दे दी. हाँ, ये भी कर सकता है. That is an easy point as well. He can get value and write down that this year, but proper value, not just random value. Proper value this year, how much my plot is worth. 15 lakh. Write down, count the zakat. Though he didn't pay because he don't have money. Write down on the side. Next year, he counted the zakat and took out. ठीक है ना, वो amount लिख ली. Then he has to count it and he can pay all the zakat when he will sell that plot, and that is easy in this way. But if he didn't count, then he has to count or he has to pay on the full amount. That is easy way. हाँ जी, अगर सालों साल देता रहे तो फिर भी अच्छा है. अगर नहीं दी तो हर साल उसकी अमाउंट की प्राइस निकाल ले और फिर उसको थोड़ा थोड़ा करके दे दे, या उसको ज़हन में रख ले, लिख के रख ले कि ये प्लॉट 2020 में 15 लाख का था, 2021 में 20 लाख का हो गया, 2022 में 40 लाख का हो गया. सो उस लिहाज से फिर उसकी ज़कात अदा कर दे. एंड ऑल्सो पेइंग ज़कात टू योर क्लोज रिलेटिव्स, योर नेबर्स, योर वेयर यू लिव और योर फ्रेंड्स इज मोर रिवॉर्डेबल. आप जब ज़कात अदा कर रहे हैं तो आपके जो क्लोज रिलेटिव्स हैं, कौन से रिलेटिव्स हैं जिनको ज़कात नहीं दे सकते, आई विल एक्सप्लेन इंशाल्लाह लेटर ऑन. सो पेइंग ज़कात टू दोज पीपल इज रिवॉर्डेबल एज वेल, बट यू कैन पे टू ऑल द मुस्लिम्स एज वेल. एनी मुस्लिम, you know them or not. So to who we pay zakat, there are 8 types of people you need to pay zakat. 8 किस्म के लोग हैं कुरान ने बयान किए जिनको ज़कात देने का हुक्म है. ज़कात इन 8 किस्म के लोगों को दी जा सकती है. इन्नमस सदक़ात लिल फुक़राई वल मसाकीन वल आमिलीन अलैहा वल मुअल्लफ़ति क़ुलूबुहुम व फिर रिक़ाब वल गारिमीना व फ़ी सबीलिल्लाह व इब्निस सबील. 8 type of people. फ़रीदतम मिन अल्लाह. This is fard that you have to give zakat these 8 types of people. Wallahu alimun hakim. Allah has knowledge that to who you should pay zakat, and Allah is wise. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows to who you should give zakat. Okay, so these 8 types of people, what are these 8 types of people? Fuqara. First of all is faqir. Faqir shar'i is a person who has not enough money which reaches to the nisab. यानी ऐसा शख्स के जिसके पर ज़कात फ़र्ज नहीं है, उसके पास इतनी अमाउंट नहीं है कि जिस पर ज़कात फ़र्ज हो. 4,000 पाउंड नहीं है, अंडर है. he's just fulfilling his basic needs. He's just, fulfilling with great difficulty his own, necessities. जैसे पाकिस्तान में है किसी की 20,000 तनख्वाह हो, 25,000 तनख्वाह हो, तो वो मुश्किल से गुजारा ही कर रहा है. There is no saving. So that is Shar'i Faqir, the poor person who is struggling and he has little bit money but not that much. Okay. And second thing is Masakin. Masakin is a person who has literally nothing. जिसके पास कुछ भी ना हो, पहनने के लिए कपड़े ना हो, या खाने के लिए खाना खाने के लिए दूसरे दिन का शाम का खाना भी ना हो. There is another definition of Faqir and Maskin. Faqir is safed post person who does not ask, but he doesn't have anything as well, but he is not asking for money. And Miskin is someone who is asking for money. He doesn't have anything and he is asking as well. But in our country there are Masakin, those who have more money than us as well. कुछ होते हैं ना वो मांगने वाले जो पेशावर हैं, तो वो बस मांगते हैं और जमा करते रहते हैं. तो देने वाले के पास कुछ हो ना हो, उनके पास लाखों जमा होते हैं. So no, if you have paid to them, your zakat is fulfilled. It's upon them, they shouldn't ask. Okay, so Maskin is a person who has nothing. And then Amiline Zakat, those people who are working full time to collect zakat. It was in the time of Rasul Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. People used to get zakat from cows, from other tribes, from camels, and from sheep, and bringing them to the Baitul Mal as well, and bringing food and grains to the Baitul Mal. It was full-time duty. So Amiline Zakat, they will be paid from this zakat as well. And in this time, if a person is working in a charity, full-time charity, he has full-time job, he is managing, collecting charity as well, giving to other countries as well. So their zakat can be paid from as well, from this as well, Amilin zakat. And also new Muslim, even he has money, but he has just accepted Islam. To give him more love for Islam, you can pay zakat to him. Even he has money. In the time of Ghazwa Hunain, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave 100 camels to Abu Sufyan. 100 कैमल मुसलमान हो चुके थे गज़वा हुनैन के मौका पर. 100 जो है वो ऊंट तोहफे के तौर पर इस मुअल्लफ़ाती क़ुलूब, तालीफ़ कल्ब के लिए, उनकी दिलजोई के लिए उनको अता किए थे. So if a person is new Muslim and you want to give him zakat, so he will be consistent upon iman, you can pay zakat. But this is not really found in this time. So but if somebody is found like that, who is just between, he just accepted Islam but he is not really good in Islam, you can help him. And if he has nothing, he is poor or under the definition of Maskin, you should definitely help him. There are people who accept Islam and they lost their families as well. So we can pay zakat, our zakat to them as well. Preferable, a person who accepted Islam and he lost his family, no support from his family now, and he is just alone and he has nothing. So it is preferable you will give zakat to him. Okay? And there are freeing a slave, that is mansukh now in this time. There is no time of slavery now. But if any time the time will come back, this is the freeing the slave, गुलाम को आज़ाद करना. आजकल गुलामों का दौर नहीं है, तो ये मनसूख है. And similar, next is very important. People who are under debt. Those people who are under debt and they have no any sources or they are struggling to pay back their debt. किसी का कारोबार था और वो तबाह हो गया, अचानक दिवालिया हो गया. Now he has nothing. He was paying zakat last year. This year he has nothing. You can pay zakat so he can pay back his debt as well. Like for example, I'm going to give you an example. In Syria, in Iraq, in Yemen, many people who had good businesses, because of war, their businesses, their properties destroyed and they become poor. So we can pay zakat to them. Or anybody who is under debt and he is struggling to pay back, and especially if he is your relatives, you need to pay him. Okay, so he can give back his debt as well. Qarz ko ada karna, it is really important. It is really important. So because कर्ज जो है ये एक किस्म की जो है वो prison है. He's like slave, is a kind of slavery as well. He has to give it back. So to pay someone's debt, you can pay zakat to him. And it is not necessary that you have to mention that this is zakat money. Very important. Okay? Intention is important that you are paying zakat. Intention is because it is first. For first, innamal a'malu bin niyyat, you have to do your niyyat that the money I'm paying, it is zakat, but you don't need to announce that it is zakat. Like we are doing niyyat, and if we are doing niyyat in our heart for salah, that is fine. If we are uttering words, that is for those people who forget always. But it is, niyyat must be present there when we are paying zakat. The next is Ibn Sabil. Ibn Sabil is a traveler. Is a traveler. He is traveling and he was looted by the people, or he just lost or drowned his money or lost his money, and he has nothing and he is in the way. And in his country even he has money, but he has no sources so he can get money. In this time, now he can borrow money. If he is traveling, he can ask money as well. Okay, transfer money, or you can use his credit card as well, debit cards as well, or he can get money from others as well. But if he has no sources, he can get. If we see just go back 100 years before, last 1300 years, people, they used to travel on camels and even on ship. Those people from Pakistan, from other countries, they used to go for Hajj. And in the way, people, they just looted all their wealth, and they have nothing, and they have to go to the Hajj as well. So they are in the way, they have nothing. So you can pay your zakat so they can reach to their destination as well. It is important. Nowadays it's very easy. Okay, you are somewhere, you can just ask money, you can contact, and you can borrow money from someone. But if somebody has no sources and he is in the way, you can pay your zakat so he can reach to his destination, his home back as well. Okay, wa fi sabilillah. The last one is fi sabilillah, in the way of Allah. It was by that time in the form of jihad. Jihad के लिए भी दे सकते थे उस वक़्त जो jihad के लिए जाते थे. In this time for army, you can say that. Or in fi sabilillah, there are many kinds, like madaris, yatama, or students, those who are learning of deen, or they are researching, or they are gaining knowledge but they don't have sources. You can pay your zakat to them as well. And all other categories, Rafai Amma ke jitne kaam hai, to the patient, those who are struggling, they don't have money so they can get proper their ilaj from the hospital. Okay, you can pay your zakat or in all these forms. So bear in mind, these 8 types of people, we need to pay zakat to them. And kisko zakat nahi de sakte? To whom can we not give zakat? हम किसको zakat नहीं दे सकते? First of all, non-Muslim. It is the most asked question, that my neighbor is struggling. So can I pay zakat to him? No. Zakat is obligatory and is a part of ibadah. So you can't give zakat to your neighbor who is non-Muslim, but you can help him voluntarily in your nafli sadaqat. You can help him. But you can't pay sadaqat, wajibah, zakat or fitra to him. You have to pay to the Muslim. If you want to help anybody who is non-Muslim, you can help as a human beings. It is recommended by the Sharia as well, with nafli sadaqat, with voluntary sadaqat, but not from your zakat money. Similarly, you cannot pay to a wealthy person who is already wealthy. Okay, he should pay zakat and you are giving him zakat more. You cannot pay to a wealthy person. Okay, and similarly, a person who is dependent upon you, or you are dependent upon him, you cannot give zakat to him. The thing I said, that husband cannot give zakat to his wife because she is dependent upon him. Similarly, wife should not give zakat to her husband because they have in a relationship, it is ijma on it. Husband and wife, they cannot give zakat each other. Similarly, You cannot give zakat to your parents, your in-laws' parents as well, your parents, your grandparents, your grandparents. These are called your usul, जो आपके असलाफ हैं, बड़े हैं, माँ बाप, दादा दादी, नाना नानी और उससे ऊपर. And similarly, you cannot give zakat to your children. For example, an old man, he has 4 sons, one of them is struggling and other are okay, and he is thinking, okay, I will give zakat to this son. No, you cannot give zakat to your daughters, to your sons, to your children, and your grandchildren, and your grandchildren. Those who are your furu', those who are your generations, you cannot give zakat to them. Okay? So children, grandchildren, parents, grandparents, husband and wife, you are not allowed to give zakat to them. Okay? But you can give zakat to your brother, to your sister, to your cousin, or to your uncle, your mamu, chacha, or your extended relatives, or even a person who is just a family, family-oriented person, a close family, family friend, you can say that, or your close relatives. If you give zakat to your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your uncles, your aunties, your nieces, your nephews, it is recommended because they are also your relatives. They have more haqq that you will pay zakat first to them. Okay? Similarly, Hashmi Sayyid, who are from Ahlul Bayt, from Ali Ali and Ali Jafar, Ali Abbas, those who are Hashmi Sayyid, they are wealthy or they are poor, you should not give zakat to them. We should give in the time of Rasul Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they were eligible to get khumus. माले गनीमत में जो माल आता था, खुमस 20वां हिस्सा जो है वो अहलुल बैत का होता था. रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम अपनी अज़वाज मुतहरात, उनका जो खर्चा है वो माले गनीमत से चलता था. कुरान के हुक्म है वअलमू अन्नमा गनिमतुम मिन शैइन फअन्ना लिल्लाहि खुमुसहु लिल्लाहि व लिर्रसूली. So खुमस is for Allah and His Rasul and from Ahlul Bayt. ठीक है. In this time where there is no खुमस, how can we help Sadat? We should help Sadat, but not with zakat money, but with volunteer sadaqat. Voluntary sadaqat, nafli sadaqat, वैसे ही आप उनकी खिदमत करें, inshallah it will be more rewardable. So we should bear in mind that we should not give zakat to Sadat. And Sadat, they tell that we are Sayyid as well. We don't need to verify unless we have doubt. We don't need to verify, are you really Sayyid or not? You don't need to verify, but if you have heard and you are in doubt, then there is other thing, you can't give blindly as well. But if a person you don't know and he said that I'm Sayyid and I'm not eligible for zakat, but please help me, we should help him. Okay? And it is more rewardable because they are Sadat, they are from the family of our Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. So there are some questions. Can we donate zakat to build a masjid? What is the answer? No. It is ijma on it. To build a masjid or to buy masjid necessities, we should not pay zakat. That is under our nafli sadaqat. But we can give zakat to madaris. Students are reading there for books and for their food, for their clothes, or even for building work they have a specific way to use the zakat money. We can give it to the madaris and poor yatim khane mein, orphan center, we can give zakat to them, but not to the masjid. Okay. Zakat on commercial plots and land. If you have field, there is no zakat on it. Where you grow the crops or grain or rice, anything, जो आप फसलें उगाते हैं उस जमीन पर कुछ नहीं है, but वो जो आप उगाते हैं ना, there is ushur on it, as I told before. There is ushur on it. And any type of commercial plots which is for sale, or any type of houses, built houses which is for sale, you need to pay zakat on it. Anything which is for sale, though they are commercial plots, commercial lands, or commercial properties, if they are for sale, though it is a big plaza, you need to pay zakat because that is for sale. जो sale purchase का काम करते हैं, property का काम करते हैं, so they have to pay a lot of money on zakat, but they are using a lot of money to run this business as well. करोड़ों का कारोबार होता है, millions का, so they need to pay zakat on it. What is the ruling of zakah on rental properties or rental cars or vehicles? Similarly, the Uber answer, So anything, if you have 5 houses in this country and you are not selling, your intention is not to sell, but you just bought it and you thought that, okay, it will be for my kids, and you have given those houses on rent. So there is no zakat on those houses, but the rent is coming. If it is you are saving that rent after all necessities and fulfilling, then you can pay zakat on those savings. Similarly, rent a car. If a person is running a company, he has 100 cars and he give on rents, he doesn't need to pay zakat on 100 cars because those cars are not for sale. But the rental income is coming, he needs to pay zakat on those rental income as well. Similarly, a person has truck business or the big ship business or aeroplane business. They are just running an airline. So on those airlines, on those jets or ship, there is no zakat. But the earning which they are earning from those by running those aeroplane, they need to pay zakat on earnings because that is savings. So even if किसी के पास 50 जहाज भी हो तो कितना आसान दिन है कि 50 जहाज़ों पे ज़कात कोई नहीं है. अगर वो लॉस में जा रहा है बिजनेस तो ज़कात कोई नहीं है, लेकिन अगर वो इनकम आ रही है तो फिर उसको जो है वो ज़कात देनी पड़ेगी. Okay, sometime we borrow money or we give money to someone as a कर्ज़ हसना. मस्जिद को भी कर्ज़ हसना देते हैं. You give zakat, you give your money as a कर्ज़ हसना to someone, to an individual, your friend, your relatives, or to the masjid or for the purpose. That is also your savings. So a person who got money from someone, borrowed money from someone, he doesn't need to pay zakat. He is under debt. That's why he borrowed money. He will not pay zakat on it. The person who has given money, the money who has ownership of that money, he will pay zakat. But zakat will become fard when that money will come back to him. After 1 year, after few months, after 5 years, so he will count. Okay. For example, a person who gave as a qarz hasana 50,000 to the masjid or 10,000 to a person, and after 2 years he got that money back. So he has to pay zakat of last 2 years or last 5 years. Because that qarz hasana was saving, extra saving. Okay, so qarz hasana jo diya hai, us pe bhi zakat hai. A person who has 20, even million pound, but that is qarz. He borrowed from someone, he doesn't need to pay zakat, but he needs to pay zakat if he is running any business. Okay. And what is the ruling of gifted gold? As I told you, that some people, they gift gold to their children. If they really gifted it without the intention that they are not avoiding from zakat, that's fine. But if they had intention that I am giving to my daughter, so I don't need to pay zakat, then she needs to think about that. Okay, if somebody gifted any plot to his son, to his daughter, okay, or any land, then who are not who didn't reach to the age of puberty, they are nabaligh, immature children, they don't need to pay zakat. Okay. Similarly, one more mas'ala, students loan. Our youngsters, they take students loan, and they need to pay back as well. So though if they have savings, they have got the aid from the government because they are studying or researching on that. If they need to pay back, thou in installment, okay, for example, the debt, a person is doing degree and he got money 27,000 pounds for 3 years, that straight go to the university. But some of the amount they give as a gift so he can fulfill his traveling and everything. So that is his need. That is his need. If that money is that much which cross the threshold, then he needs to pay zakah. So it is upon him. He wants to pay zakah from according to silver price or from the gold price. Is zakah payable on diamonds, precious stones and gems? What do you think? If they are not for sale, then there is no zakat. Husband gave diamond ring to his wife worth 40,000 pounds. Because she is using it, there is no zakat. There is no zakat. 10,000 pound worth diamond ring, there is no zakat. But if there is gold on gold, he has to count it. And similarly, precious stones and gems, they don't need to pay zakat. But if a person is doing business of these precious stones or gems or diamonds, selling, purchasing, they become under the definition of mali tijarat, because now they are selling, purchasing and selling, getting benefit, then they need to pay zakat. If they are using जी जी हाँ, ये एक मसला हाज़िहिल मसअलतुल इख्तिलाफिया बैनल उलमा। अहनाफ के नज़दीक, आई विल गिव यू एन हदीस, रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के पास दो औरतें आई, उन्होंने भारी कंगन पहने हुए थे सोने के। रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम आस्क्ड दैट डू यू गिव ज़कात ऑन इट? दे सेड नो। तो आपने फरमाया कि ज़कात दो, अदरवाइज क़यामत के दिन ये आग के बन जाएंगे। उन्होंने पहने हुए थे। But according to Shawafi and Hanbali, they said that the jewelry which they are using to wear, they are wearing as well, you don't need to pay zakat. According to Ahnaf, we say that we should pay zakat. Even if a woman is always wearing earrings and something, if she does not pay zakat, there is no fatwa on her, because that is under the definition of use as well. But in our time, our ladies, they also use it and they also save it as a treasure as well, because that is net amount. सोने को लेके बेचते नहीं हैं, because every year price is going up, even they are not using. Diamond is not under under the definition of currency. Diamond is not currency, because silver and gold was used as a currency. That's why on silver and gold there is zakat, and today in the form of note, currency. Okay, diamonds are not under the definition of currency, and never in the history. They are just a thing. If it is for used, you will not pay zakat. If it is for sale, you will pay zakat. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया? Who will pay zakah for a shared business? Really important. Sometimes they have shared businesses in the shop, in the factory. Okay, so they have shared business. Everybody will count total amount. If there are 3 shareholders, they will pay zakat their own into 3 pieces. For example, 2 people, they started business by putting 100,000 each. So the business worth 200,000. And they will count what is for sale in our business. Whatever is for sale in our business, for example, that is 80,000. So there are 2 people, they will pay for 40,000 each, which is for sale. So they will pay from, everybody will pay from his shares, according to his shares. So he has 20% share or 50% share. If a business is 5 shareholders, all 5 will pay zakat. But with sharing, सारी amount को total करेंगे, 5 पे तकसीम करें. So that is the thing which belongs to everyone. Those who are 5 shareholders, they will pay their zakat. Okay. So for example, 3 people हैं, 3 people, they have things for sale, for business, which is for sale. The amount is 1 million. So 1 million को 3 पे तकसीम करेंगे. And उसको अलग अलग हिस्सा आ जाएगा. After that you will divide on 40. They will pay their own zakat. You will not pay your zakat of your shareholder. Okay, shareholder की zakat वो नहीं, हर मुसलमान पे अपने zakat फर्ज है. Similarly, the stock markets and shares with regards to zakat. Shares bought for the trade goods, capital goods, there are two types of, ठीक है ना, so they need to pay zakat on full amount, ठीक है ना. हमारे shares buy कर लेते हैं, for example, people they buy shares and when the shares go up they sell it, that is sale purchase as well, and they need to pay zakat on those shares and stock market as well. And if the shares bought in a company on a profit or loss basis, then what is the amount for sale, then you will pay the zakat, or not on the total amount. Whatever is for sale, that amount. The easy thing is because we buy share from, for example Tesla, or in oil, invest money in there. Whatever is your investment, the careful call is you will pay zakat. For example, a person who has invested 10,000 pounds in Tesla, and by that time he wants to pay zakat in Ramadan. When he is paying, he will find out how much worth is the share, is 12,000 pound worth, or 10,000 worth, or 8,000 worth, whatever will be the worth of share. He will count that money divided by 40, so he can pay his zakat easily, inshallah. Similarly, is zakah payable on cryptocurrency and bitcoins? It is the new form of currency now. We are using note. Maybe we will see in our life properly, cryptocurrency is using, people are using now. That is digital currency. So now there is a lot of ruling in cryptocurrency and bitcoins, but because that is accepted as a currency, even that is digital, and that is a form of kanz as well. You invested in crypto or in bitcoin, but you used your note money for that purpose. So that is your kanz, your savings, and you are using for business, because the value of cryptocurrency is going up. So you need to pay zakat if you have invested in cryptocurrency as well, or in bitcoins as well. Okay, so simple example of calculating zakat. How can we pay zakat if you want to pay? We have several things. For example, a person has gold and money in the bank. That's it. So he will count gold 2 tole, 4 tola, 10 tola, 20 tola, even 1 tola. And with that he will see the amount in the form of currency he has. For example, he has 5,000 and 10,000 or 50,000. He will gather the amount and take out the price of gold. Okay, this is the price of gold, 2,000 pound, and I have 10,000 pound. Total is 12,000 pound. I have worth, divided by 40. Divided by 40, the answer will be the amount of zakat. If a person has only money in the bank, he will pay. If a person has only male tijarat, he doesn't have any gold, or he doesn't have any money in the bank, but he has a big grocery shop or a big cloth shop, so he will pay zakat on male tijarat. If a person has 4 type of things, gold as well, money in the bank as well, male tijarat as well, okay, so he will gather all those things and take out the price and divide it by 40. That will be the price of that will be the zakat which is payable. Okay, so alhamdulillah, I'll try to cover all these topics which was necessary. If there is any question, please you can ask, inshallah. One thing in my mind I want to clear it, that is really important ruling in necessities. By living in this country, those people who are working class people, we are earning and we are spending in the form of mortgage, rents, bills and necessities as well. So we all know that how much is my necessities in 1 month. For example, a person is earning 40,000 pound, and obviously he is using that money to his necessities. He is paying rent, he is paying mortgage, he is paying the other taxes as well, he is paying his bills as well, council tax as well, and plus food as well. So he knows that 3,000 pound is my monthly expenses. So when he wants to pay zakat, total amount minus debt, if there is any, which is instant debt, not the mortgage. Otherwise तो फिर किसी से भी वो ना होगी zakat. We need to pay because that is long-term debt. Those who has taken long-term debts in the form of mortgages or businesses, they need to pay in 10 years, 25 years. That those are long-term debts. Those are not included. वो debt जो है वो minus नहीं करेंगे. But instant कर्जा, instant debt which you need to pay next month or very this year you have to pay to someone instantly, you need to deduct that qarza as well. So when you are going to pay zakat, you need to also deduct your 1 month expenses as well. A person has 10,000 pound in his account and he knows that I have to spend 3,000 pound on my necessities. I need to pay the rent as well. I need to pay the bills as well, and those all are monthly around 3,000 pound. So he can take out 3,000 pound and he will pay zakat on 7,000 pound. Very important. If somebody will pay on the 10,000, that is rewardable as well, extra nafli sadaqat as well. But first is you can take the 1 month, the month you are paying zakat, you can deduct that monthly 1 month expenses from that zakat money. ठीक है ना? किसी ने ज़कात देनी है तो वो अपने टोटल अमाउंट में से 1 मंथ का खर्चा भी निकालेगा, जो उसकी नेसेसिटीज है, जो उसने इंस्टेंटली यूज़ करनी है. ठीक है जी. और किसी का भाई को क्वेश्चन हो प्लीज़ आप आस्क कर सकते हैं इंशाल्लाह. यस जी जी जी. If you are living in this country and you will pay zakat in pound. If somebody is living in America, he will pay zakat in dollars. If somebody is living in Saudi, he will pay zakat in riyals. If somebody is living in Pakistan, he will pay zakat in rupees. But what do? We calculate zakat and we send that money to other countries. So the ruling is, when you have calculated zakat, obviously by living in this country, we will calculate zakat, our zakat in pound. Okay. For example, you have calculated and zakat was 1,500 pound. 1,500 pound was zakat, and now instantly you want to pay that zakat to Pakistan. So you will send 1,500 pound to Pakistan. Whatever will be amount will come up, whatever the rate will be in there, that your zakat is paid in the form of rupees. And if you are paying in installment every month, but you need to calculate at once, okay, this year's zakat is 2,000 pound I have to pay. 2,000 pound I don't have at the moment, but I will do every month 200 pound. In 10 months I will pay zakat. So every month you are sending 200 pound to someone, to giving someone to, or you sending it to other countries, or giving here in installment. You will giving in 10 months you have paid your 2,000 pound, your zakat is paid. Okay. If different countries have different currency, currency rates always up and down. The country you are living, आपने उसी country का जो है वो rate लगाना है, क्योंकि आप यहाँ पे रह रहे हैं. Yes, if you have property in Pakistan, which is for sale, you will take the price in the form of rupees. वो जहाँ की वो प्राइस है ना, वहाँ की प्राइस के रुपीस के लिहाज से निकले. If you have assets here in this country, you will count in this country in pounds. If you have, for example, any assets in other country for sale, another country, any house which is for sale, तो आप उस करेंसी में ज़कात निकालेंगे. If the family is vulnerable and you are supporting, and you don't want to tell him, he is your close relatives or your friend, you don't want to tell him that I'm paying zakat, yes, you can give every month, or after few months you are paying. By that time you need to make your niyyat that this money I am sending is a zakat money. Thou you are sending randomly. So when you are supporting some family, and they are obviously people, those who are under the definition of masakin or faqir, वो हैं जो फुकारा हैं या मसाकिन हैं या अंडर डेट हैं या स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, you know that they are the vulnerable people, then the money you are sending even continuously, that can be the amount of your zakat as well. For example, a person is supporting any family or some orphan people, continuously he is sending money after a few months or after every month, and he can consider that money as a zakat as well. ठीक है जी. Any question please? माशाअल्लाह, जज़ाकल्लाह खैर. जी कुछ पूछ लो, पूछना थे. Inshallah, we will just conclude. That's fine. अब जो if a person has two properties and it is covering the both of the rental, both of mortgages, then there is no zakat on it, because mortgage is your necessity. It is your necessity as well. It is the other makan, her necessity as well. So because it is covering your necessities, then the income is gone in your needs. You don't need to pay zakat on that. Yes, I'm going to share you one story. A few months before, a lady called me and she said that I have sold my house that was worth £160,000 in Birmingham. And she said that I have that amount and I have intention to buy that house, another house. And this money I have been saving 6 months. It is in my account. So should I pay zakat on it or not? So I told her, if you will buy a house, there is no zakat on it. But if that savings is still in your account after 1 year, 1 year's whole spent passed on that money, then you need to pay zakat. Even you have intention to buy the property, but you still didn't buy, that is in the form of saving. Okay, so sometimes you save money for some purposes, to buy a car, for example, or to buy a house, what save deposit. So the deposit money you are saving, even you are saving for your necessity, but because you didn't use. That's why if the whole year will be passed on it, you need to pay zakat. So if you are, for example, you are saving £50,000 or £100,000 as a deposit, and in 2 years you reach to that 40,000, in 3 years to 60,000, in 4 years to 80,000, you will pay that zakat if that is in the form of currency, because those are your savings. Yes, when you have spent on your necessities, you bought a house, then there is no zakat, because you have spent that money in your needs, in your necessity. Yes, if a person bought a plot and he didn't have any intention that he will sell it, but he had intention he will just build it for a house. So in this situation, after that he changed his niyat. It's often happen as well. So if he changed his niyat and he sold that plot, and now the condition if he will buy a new plot or not. So if he sell it, he needs to pay zakat for 1 year. 1 year, because उसने sale कर दिया है, so by that money is included in his savings. If the year is gone past, then he needs to pay zakat. But अगर एक जगह से खर्च करके फौरन दूसरी जगह पे खर्च कर दिया, not for the business purposes but for need purposes, then there is no zakat. यानी एक प्लॉट को बेच के आपने 2 प्लॉट लिए हैं, but you use that money for your necessity, ताकि 2 बच्चों को घर मिल जाए और दोनों को, then there is no zakat, because those are. But अगर आपने प्लॉट बेच के वो पैसे बैंक में रखे और साल गुजर गया, then you need to pay zakah. ठीक है जी, Jazakallah khair. Inshallah today because of Khatam I think many people gathered towards they went for food. Inshallah I was expecting many people, but alhamdulillah it's gone online. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us knowledge, beneficial knowledge. Jazakallah khair. Just do dua and inshallah we'll finish our session. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina wa maulana Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina wa maulana Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas sami'ul alim wa tub alayna innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, हमारा यहाँ बैठना, ज़कात के मसाइल को सीखना अपनी बारगाह में कबूल फरमा. Ya Allah, accept our sitting here and learning the obligatory knowledge about Zakah. Ya Allah, accept it from us and grant us beneficial knowledge. Ya Allah, grant us ability to pay Zakah with open heart, with wholeheartedly. Ya Allah, and to get your pleasure. Ya Allah, accept our sadaqat nafila, our sadaqat wajiba, and Ya Allah, make our heart open that we will spend our money, our wealth in your way. Ya Allah, whatever we spend in your way, Ya Allah, make them the sources of bakshish and maghfirah for us on the day of judgment. Save those wealth for us on the day of judgment. Ya Allah, you are the most merciful. Shower your mercy upon all of us. Ya Allah, accept our ibadat, accept our sadaqat, accept our all du'as and supplication. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. जज़ाकुमुल्लाह खैर. अल्लाह ताला आप सबका आना कबूल फरमाए. बारकल्लाह. एंड अल्लाह ताला हम सब की उसको इल्म नाफ़ी अता फरमाए. अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू.